So, just starting out, guys, is a pretty standard introduction to any of my films currently. I like this intro, it's just a lot more raw, more real to me. Moving on to the movie introductions, the first couple of shots were just things I was practicing on, specifically for intros, that worked well as a build up in the worsening weather for the story. All of these were shots at my house, shot I enjoyed getting most was a storm blowing through in the backyard, as you'll see here in a minute. Now, this shot right here with the deer jumping, I overlaid some thunder, and it really just worked out for the story. You can see the names as they rise, building up the anticipation. Everything steps up and up and up. I really enjoyed this introduction scene because I was able to take a lot of the different parts and pieces that I'd got during thunderstorms and just start throwing them together and seeing what worked. Fun story about starting this section right here. We're kind of slowing down. It had rained for a month and a half solid, and then all of a sudden, the day we went to shoot, it was sunny outside. So we get to this shot right here, and you can kind of see the sun reflecting off of the fake rain we have coming in, provided by my daughter in law. We also had to play with the white balance a lot in this first scene because it was still bright outside, so kind of had to reverse the white balance from what it should be to what the best I could resemble a cloudy day looking with what we have. Now, this is probably one of the most fun scenes to shoot into the movie. Not because of anything that I did, but because of that guy right there, Anthony Sloniker. Wonderful outtakes, and I'm actually going to share some of those with you right now. Okay, rolling and action.
No, don't get up. Sorry. That's the last one.
Cannot believe your company sent us to East Texas all the way from Arizona.
Better than living with your parents.
Do you have any objects that aren't beautiful and precious? Because I could throw them at him.
As you can see, everybody had a really awesome time recording that scene. But now we kind of move into the couch TV weather scene. I sent my drone up to get this and moved it in with After Effects. The next scene coming up, I suited up my full rig, full arm, because I wanted some movement in the screen. I wanted the viewer to feel like they were part of the welcoming party for our two other main characters, Melinda and Bob, played by my in-laws. This is where I should have known that sound was going to be a real problem for me. My father-in-law has a very low voice, so every time we shot something with him where he was speaking, I did a myriad of sound improvements. And really, I had to learn sound altogether because of his low voice. And all of the tools that are in Premiere Pro, I literally just went through clicking one at a time and seeing what it would do, see what it was capable. So for the table scene, this was the first time that I actually went through, broke it down person by person, shot by shot, and filmed just what they were saying in order to cut it in post and put the conversation together. We did one master shot that was, everybody just talking and working through the script. We ran through the script here several times, and this was the first time that I really practiced breaking it down, having someone say each line individually, getting the lighting just right, and blocking out the background because you can kind of see the sunshine over my mother-in-law's right arm right there coming through. But tons of practical light, looked natural. This is where we really, really grew as a production crew. My wife, my daughter-in-law. We really kind of took all the elements that we could and pieced them all together in post, and it really helped being able to break it down like that. So I really enjoyed this scene.
Everything all right, Bob?
Oh, I hate to see you guys leave so soon. It's been such fun.
It has, but my Bob, he is such a worry about getting his meds on time.
So finishing out this scene, and we get into the doorway scene. This scene was designed as a foreboding, a foreshadowing, if you will, for what is to come at the apex. I really wanted to, with this scene, kind of take the softer elements out of the film. So both of the ladies leave. The men are just kind of standing there, both, confident and well versed in their particular fields. And then they start talking. And this is where I knew I was really going to have some sound issues, because his voice is so low. And I really didn't recognize it during the shoot, because you check your levels on the screen looks good. So post, looking back, everybody had already gone home, going through the film, making sure everything's good, and you can't hear this section at all. Literally where they are at this decibel is what the original sounded like. So getting into these scenes right here, they are the final ramp up into the apex, and it was slight. I wanted to surprise the audience with what is about to be shown, and really, it's benign. It's I don't like it. I'm annoyed by the weather. My neighbor's a weirdo. It really just walking through the fog. And you can kind of tell that through the dialogue. And the fact that everything seems to be blown off by this couple. And then all of a sudden, bam.
Oh my god, the Livingston Dam has just failed. All residents please evacuate.
So technically, this was probably the most advanced clip of the entire movie. When I'm showing this particular shot, it was really just a 30-second static shot of the TV, the back wall. We had lighting on both sides to kind of create some split lighting over the TV, kind of give it some shadow on both sides. And when we pulled it into After Effects, this is where I encountered the most problems. So I moved the entire movie into After Effects. Big mistake. Because it was not meant to handle that. So I lost about 10 hours of work. That I won't be doing that again for sure. So for everyone out there that's like thinking about doing some screen and screen, some, hey, I want to throw some news footage on the TV. That's cool. I totally support it, but do it by the clip. You only have to learn that lesson once, and actually, by the grace, Found an old save where my movie was completely put together, and from there I kind of remastered and re-evolved back into this fine cut. Huge mistake that I will never make again. So, moving past this apex, the damn wall has broken. I really needed a finisher on this. So, what I chose to do after the final conversation is I wanted some news footage. So, me and my wife were driving along one day after the initial shoot. It was about 2 weeks after the highest point in the river swell. And I knew I needed it to look high, but that it was going down. And then we get this. Some flooded land. It looks very news-ish. We were driving along. I said, oh man, that's perfect. My wife said, well, turn around. Let's go get it. I knew I didn't need any permits because of the county I was in. And we were on public land. So I just sat there and filmed. And then I went back and caught some of the drone footage and tossed that in. I really wanted it to look like what I had seen on the news growing up in a flood area before. And nailed it as far as I'm concerned on what I saw. In the credits, it's kind of basic for me, but with not a lot of options without purchasing it. And, it is what it is. I found some cool graphics to finish it out. And, I was really happy with that. That took some doing. But, guys, that is the film and my commentary for it. I really enjoyed doing this film, and I wish you guys all the best.